And my daughter is just like, we get home and she'll find
So on your calendar now?
because I make this like bad.
So does this This will be we're about 90 seconds out. So come to me. If it's like church, don't be late. Turn row, right? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're here. Right. All right, thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the first State of Gamble address. My name is Brandon Firming and I am your assistant principal here at Gamble Montessori. I want to thank each and everyone for coming out and spending your evening with us, and to those watching at home, welcome. With special thanks to our board members, our district officials. Although my time at Gamble here has been short, I have felt truly as if I am a part of the team. Coming from mostly kindergarten background, I have a tremendous transition coming to the high school level. With the leadership of Taylor Porter, I have been given a very thorough crash course on high school, understanding bell schedules, Montessori education, football and basketball, I'm not a sports guy, and all things Gamble Montessori. Thank you, Mr. Porter, for trusting in me, taking a chance on me to be by your side and help you lead this school towards success. Thank you for your guidance and your wisdom. I also want to thank and recognize Cherie Manuel and Nikki Hollis, who are here tonight, for always being ready to jump in, take on tasks, and especially for helping me with things that I'm too embarrassed to ask Mr. Porter. You two are truly cornerstones of this institution. One more thank you to Kelly Mills, Jim Penick for our excellent counseling team, as well as Emily Schwegman, who helps us and our teachers drive instruction, and honestly, that's why we're all here. So we have our social emotional learning, and we also have our academic learning. One more thank you to my wife, Lindsay, and my twins, Penelope and Jude, for their trust, full support, and most of all, for being patient with me as my new schedule has drastically changed and my responsibilities grew. As I learned the layout of this giant maze known as Gamble, it felt like home to me. I truly hope this is the case for our students. There are so many unique things here at Gamble that truly make our school unique. The dedication of our staff to provide high-quality Montessori education is unrivaled, and I'm proud to help them move our students towards academic growth and success. There are so many opportunities for students to shine and come into their own. From this terrific Montessori education, world languages like Korean, American Sign Language, and Spanish, an agricultural education program, after-school events such as the Men of More, Girls to Women, so much more. We are proud of what we have to offer, and we are proud of our students who have risen to the occasion. Without further ado, I'd like to turn this over to Mr. Porter. Oh, are we gonna do this? Okay, sorry. Without further ado, we were gonna have our choir perform for you today. Unfortunately, we could not make that happen, but Mr. Frank has a recording of the alma mater of Gamble Montessori.
All right, good afternoon or good evening. This feels like a nice small group here in person, which is exactly what we had in mind, just to make it very family oriented. For all of you that carved out just a few minutes to join us, thank you. Very important night. We get to gather for our State of Gamble State of the Union address. The last time we had this opportunity, it was 100% virtual, and that would have been back in January of 2021. So it's been just a little while. And tonight we do have an audience on Facebook Live, and then eventually we'll have this out on YouTube as well. So with that being said, welcome and greetings to everyone that came out this evening. Greetings to the one and only Assistant Principal, Mr. Fremming, who has been instrumental in supporting our staff and keeping our students safe from his first day on the job. After his hard work that helps keep our students safe, he immediately turns towards IT, social emotional well-being, academic growth, and staff support. I really want to take this moment to welcome you, Brandon, and say thank you for everything that you do. Greetings to our Gamble Montessori community, a community filled with talented students, caring parents, committed partners, and the hardest working staff in our entire city. Greetings to all of our teachers who serve as the lifeblood of our school and the greatest hope that no goal is out of reach. Rest assured, as long as we have teachers who love Gamble Montessori and all that it stands for, our students will be cared for and our students will be successful. Welcome and greetings to our CPS school board members. And in her absence, my supervisor, Director of School Leadership, Dr. Dean Blakes. Similar to Mr. Fremming, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to acknowledge my wife, Fazia, who's the foundation of our family and the root cause of any success that I've personally experienced. Thank you, Fazia, and thank you to our children, Taylor Marie, Ellis Rahim, and Ella Ray. I love you all, and should be home in time for our bedtime routine as well. We are grateful to everyone that's helped play a role in helping our beloved Gamble Montessori grow to what we are today. Our former colleagues, former students have helped us lay an incredible foundation. But today we embark on the beginning of a new era. Today we're preparing to move forward with new leadership at the highest level of our district, and we welcome Superintendent Ironetta Wright to Cincinnati Public Schools. We are excited to meet Superintendent Wright, and we look forward to working alongside her in our effort to lead our district in student achievement, student growth, and student development, all while we continue our quest to nurture thoughtful, intelligent, inclusive human spirits who contribute to the stewardship of our community and planet. As we sit here today and prepare to reflect on who we are at Gamble and get fired up for where we're going, we must take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to the men and women that make sacrifices daily to protect our freedom. Thank you to the United States of America military men and women who fight for our freedom. We also acknowledge democracy and stand in support of democracy across the entire globe. So to our friends and family in Ukraine and to our family abroad, we are with you. First, let's take a moment to reflect on the last 24 months that it feels like we've all endured together. A continued pandemic, as well as building back Gamble to its proper state. Dealing with this COVID-19 virus and all the variants and navigating its impact on those family members and friends that are closest to us. Many of us have had to grieve and might still be going through a grieving process due to the enormous amount of loss that we have suffered. We've had shifts to our learning environment that forced us to be hybrid, virtual, in person. These shifts also forced us to wear masks as a means of protection. Now, while the masks were absolutely necessary at one point, as you can see, they're now recommended, but not mandatory. The mask put a barrier in front of our typical social interaction and slowed down our ability to build community. Community is something that is incredibly important here at Gamble. More challenges that we face are current staffing shortages and our struggle to even cover classes on a daily basis. In fact, we're currently facing more turnover in staffing this year than we have in the past 2 years combined. This turnover could be a result of the pandemic and obstacles that are out of our control. This turnover also could be a result of our school culture that needs a shot in the arm, and in some cases, we just need to be better at how we speak to each other and making sure we lend a helping hand more often than we utter words of criticism. Our school culture is good, but it is fragile, and it can be better, starting with myself and the way that I lead. Still, that won't be enough, I'm sure, because our school culture includes not just one person, but the sum of all of us. One aspect that shouldn't be overlooked is the way teachers and friends typically fellowship with each other. The after-school team building and camaraderie was greatly affected by the pandemic due to social distancing and fear of spreading the virus. This type of camaraderie took time to build, and it will take time for us to collectively rebuild. After all the time we spent at home in the virtual environment, many of our students experienced tremendous learning loss from an academic standpoint, and what's more, they experienced a stunted social-emotional development in many instances. This plays into the challenges reported to me daily regarding behaviors in classrooms, hallways, and even at the bus stop. In fact, it was just yesterday that I sat down with a group of students to engage in a mediation. Now, I offered the students a reward, yes, that's extrinsic, if they could take out their cell phones and show me evidence of positive conversations. My friends, do you know one of the students had to scroll back to January to find a pure and positive text message? I sat in disbelief that we have students going 3 months with only toxic conversations filling their phones. Students have to learn to be students again, friends and staff members. It is our responsibility to help them along the way. As we face those challenges over the past 2 years, and we still face challenges today, I want to tell you, just like the great educator Rita Pearson said, it ain't all bad. We still did what we do best, worked together and delivered outstanding results. We should be proud of our intentionality behind our student return conferences. This is a positive school culture strategy that allows the student, parent, teacher, and support staff to come together and refocus after a significant behavior infraction. This strategy was put in place well in advance and with significant support from our very own Josh Vogt. Mr. Vogt is well known for his student advocacy and was honored by the American Montessori Society for making exceptional contributions to the AMS organization and the Montessori movement. Here at Gamble, we continue to lead in agriculture, education, facilities, and community involvement. In fact, these are the very components that allowed us to earn the United States Department of Education Green Ribbon Award in 2021. Gamble Montessori was the only school in the state of Ohio to earn this recognition, and I think that is awesome. Our esports team, the Gaming Gators, is the first team in Cincinnati Public Schools to be an officially sanctioned esports Ohio member. We formed this team about a month ago with our coach, Scott Sulick, who also runs the video game club here at Gamble. Our Gaming Gators are supported by terrific sponsors in Lamarque Ward from Dream Builders University, as well as Leslie and Bill Rich from Wondercade here in Westwood. The team competes on Wednesdays, playing Super Smash Brothers against high schools all over the state. As we expand this team, we will pursue other games that offer collegiate pathways, college scholarships, and pathways to employment opportunities. Honestly, I think it's easy for us all to get excited about, shall I say, the shiny new toys or a fancy new program, when in reality, we ought to be just as excited for the fact that we continue to execute on our traditions at a high level. One of those traditions is a primary draw for students and families across our city to attend our school, intercession. At Gamble Montessori High School, Students must participate in 2 field studies, also known as intersessions, each year. Students are encouraged to explore interests outside of the classroom and outside of the traditional school day. A few of the intersessions that our students are participating in right now include music production, yoga and meditation, entrepreneurship, college tours, Hike Cincinnati, animal conservation, and food and sustainability, just to name a few. Now, if you know me, then you know football is my first true love. And with that being said, here at Gamble, we have to be excited about the continued success of our football program and our entire athletic department. This year, our football program made its first ever playoff appearance. Our boys basketball team claimed to share the CMAC Blue title, and our girls basketball team claimed an outright title, the CMAC Blue Conference. What's more, our coaches, Sean Lanier and Michael Holmes, were named Outstanding Coaches of the Year. Also, we're extremely proud of Demaja Knox, student athlete that's grown into just an incredible young lady. Demaja has been recognized as the CMAC Conference Player of the Year. And lastly, our junior high students are crushing it as well. Our Dynamic Divas dance team is second to none, and our junior high basketball team claimed the junior high championship title. Friends, if you know me, you know I'm eternally optimistic. In the Porter family, I've been affectionately nicknamed Optimus Prime. Thank you. Now, here at Gamble, we have official school goals evidenced in our one plan that are within reach. Now, at this point in the year, we're preparing to kick it into hyperdrive to reach these goals, but we also note the practicality that Mr. Fleming brings to our team as well. We set meaningful SMART goals, but we also have to learn to love the process just as much as the outcomes. Our 2021-2022 one plan goals include the following: 95 graduation rate for all students and 85% graduation rate for students with disabilities. When looking at state testing, we set a goal to increase the percentage of students above proficiency by 10% when compared to spring of 2021. This means we want to reach 40% in 7th grade reading, 36% in 8th grade reading, 21% in Algebra 1, 45% in ELA 2, in geometry, 14%, 50% in American history, 77% in American government, and 46% in biology. We also set a school-wide goal to hold student return conferences after significant behavior infractions for at least 90% of our students. Each of our teachers and each of our students play an important role if we are to accomplish our goals this year. Here's what each of you can do during this final quarter leading up to graduation on May 28th at Fifth Third Arena. Students, you can take initiative and independent or group work to develop a plan to solve a task or a problem in more than one way, expressing your thinking and understanding in ways that support your learning style. Complete your checklist on time and ensure your parents sign off on it each and every week. Parents, you can let your student know that you think education is important and that homework needs to be done each day. You can help your student with homework by setting aside a special place to study, establishing a regular time for homework, and removing distractions such as the television, social media, and cell phones during homework time. In fact, we know that social media can be a huge distraction. This is why we're excited to help our students, and we have entered into a partnership with the Social Institute. This organization will help us do what we do best, teach. No longer will we lean on fussing about social media and assigning detentions because our students have an uncanny need for their cell phone. Instead, beginning in the fall, we will teach our students how to win at social and use social media responsibly. This will be a core purpose of our Advisory Plus grade level courses. Here at the school level, our staff is committed to increasing targeted interventions that increase academic outcomes. Specifically, we've used the MAP assessment as a tool to track student growth And we believe this tool will serve as a meaningful tool that helps us predict student performance on end of course assessments that will begin in April. In addition, we've partnered with DBS to provide ACT boot camps, and recently the Huntington Learning Center to provide academic tutoring services for the remainder of the school year. I'd like to hone in for just a moment here on our academic goals for a moment. As a reminder, we are a school. Yes, we are Gamble. Yes, we're proud Montessori educators. Let us not forget that we are allowed to have incredible academic outcomes. As long as I am here, we will work diligently to ensure our students are growing academically. The core purpose of a school is to ensure our students graduate with an honorable diploma. That means our students are ready to be fully employed, enthusiastically enrolled in a university if they see fit, enlisted and ready to serve if that's their option. Our academic goals are reachable, and I want you to walk away this evening thinking on how you play a direct role in supporting our academic goals. I know we will accomplish these goals in due time, and as we do, I want each of you to be proud of your individual effort. I want all of us to know there was a collective effort to get the job done. This will set the table for us to soar to new heights moving forward. We're adding staff to enhance our agriculture education program. We're adding programming with information technology. And we've already boasted this evening that we are the first school in the city of Cincinnati to have an OSHA-sanctioned esports program. Thank you, Scott Sulik, for spearheading this effort and leading the way. Thank you to our trailblazing students, Ian Valley, Micah Connor, Gregory Thompson, Matthew Davis, Aaron Payne, Tayari Smith, Nathan Estes, and McCarlo Elliott for being the inaugural team of Gamer Gators. As we close this evening and prepare to move forward with our goals of improving academics across the 7th grade through the 12th grade, I want to share the poetic words of Albert Guest. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night slipped down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit. Go Gators and chomp chomp.